All right, today we're going to quickly cover the John Bean EHP 5, which is the tire machine that we have here that we will be using in lab. Most of your controls are going to come from down here at your feet. We can tilt this tower forward and backward with the push of a foot button. We will be using the rim clamp right here so we can open and or close on the wheel depending on what type of wheel we are using. We have our bead breaker over here, which I'm going to go over in just a little bit as we go to break a tire down. That will bring that in to break that bead. And obviously, we need to rotate the tire while we remove it. So.
Step one should not be a huge surprise. We need to pull the valve core out of the valve stem and let the air out of the tire. Next, we're going to break the bead. Make sure your valve stem is not near the shovel head on this. We don't want to damage our tire pressure sensor. Some of these beads can be stubborn. You may have to make a couple attempts at them to break them loose. I've been playing with this tire a little bit, so it came apart fairly simple. Once we have both beads broke loose, we will throw the rim and tire assembly up on the table and lock it into place. Now we need to make sure the top bead is completely broke. Put some lube around this so that way the tire comes off easily. We want to take care of our equipment. Make sure we have no weights on this rim, and then we will put our head in place. Often we refer to it as the duckbill. So you will see with this duckbill, it's plastic. We need to make sure that we do things properly. I have the valve stem under the duckbill, and we are taking the tire off. Now, in my wise editing, I only got the bottom bead. I edited out already the top bead. So use the tower control foot pedal to take the tower back. Now we can take the tire off, grab our new tire, whatever it may be. I am going to pull the rim off and show you how we can mount this rim differently depending on what we have. Instead of grabbing the inside of the wheel, we can change our table up a little bit here and grab the edge. That will stop us from marring up the inside of a beautiful wheel if we have one. A little bit of lube around the bead of the tire. I will generally do both sides. This tire was already heavily lubed on one side because it was just removed. And now we're going to drop our tower back into place. You should not have to do anything to this tower to set up with your hands because we'd already set it up. We can just drop this into place and begin to put our tire on. So we've got to make sure that the valve stem's in the right spot, and we will also make sure that we have our tire positioned across the back of that duckbill properly. You can see that I'm actually above it to the left hand side and below it to my right hand side, and you can tell the effort that's put into this. Just use the foot pedal and walk the tire around. Now when we get to the top bead, it can be a little more difficult. You're going to need to push it down into that drop well and then let it go around. You can see the valve stem again started in that 5 o'clock position. So now we are able to drop it down and in place, and we didn't damage anything.
This machine does have some other helpful features that may or may not be necessary. Everything is kind of attached to this arm depending on what type of situation we're dealing with on that tire. We have all of these extra other things to assist us, and we can raise that up and down as need be. So for now, we're going to push all of this off out of the way and just cover the basic operation of dismounting a tire.